Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Gaming with me, Tony Mo, and it has finally happened. I've finally been able to play Titanfall. You guys know how much I've been hyping this game up. My friends and my family know how much I've been hyping this game up. Everyone, in fact, has been hearing me talk about Titanfall for the past year, and I finally got to play it. You're going to be seeing some gameplay from here. It's a hardpoint domination match on the PC version of the Titanfall beta. I do, in fact, have access to the Xbox One beta. Just got it right before I started recording this. I'll be playing that later tonight. I'll be doing some videos on that. We're going to be doing some comparisons between the PC and the Xbox One version. We're going to be talking so much about Titanfall over the next couple days, using all the beta footage that I'm going to be capturing. But I want to go ahead and give you guys my initial sort of 2-hour impressions into the game, because, man, has this game stunned me. You know, I really went into it. I was optimistic. I was excited for Titanfall, but it's, you know, there's just something about it. I wasn't really sure it could sort of, you know, give that extra bit of life, inject that small bit of, you know, life juice, so to speak, into the dreary FPS genre. Because let's be honest, as much as I love the FPS, man, has it gotten stale over the years. It has just been, there's not much fun left in it. You either can play it, to be super competitively, or you play it to just be a buffoon in Battlefield and drive ATVs with C4 on them. There's really not much enjoyment left in the core gameplay mechanics of a lot of modern FPS games. Titanfall has somehow revived that. It's hard to explain it. I'm going to do my best in this first impression to let you guys know what had me so excited, but let's start at the beginning. I boot up Titanfall on PC, right? They make me, they boot me through the tutorial, which luckily I was able to skip out of because I'm not really a fan of tutorials. And I hop into the game, and my god, was I overwhelmed. Number one, I'm playing on a mouse and keyboard, not something I often do for a shooter. It took me about 10 minutes to get used to that, and then I started getting into the flow of this things. This is a match that I played probably about 45 minutes in, so you'll notice that I'm actually doing decently well. Everything just kind of started to click, but at first, there is so much to do in the game, in terms of just making everything function properly, making use of your suit abilities, getting ready to call on your Titan, you know, actually remembering to use grenades, reloading, switching weapons, you know, understanding how the environments work, what you can and can't scale using the parkour and the jetpack. And once that all comes together, the game starts to fall into place, and there's just this really nice feeling every second you're playing it. Now, I don't know if that's going to fade away. I'm hoping it's not. It's something that we'll be able to tell later on when the game comes out and we've all got to spend a bunch of time with it. I mean, the beta here didn't even have everything that the full game is going to have. It has 2 maps, 1 Titan chassis, and just a couple different weapons. You know, there's not everything is here. And I was already really just happy playing the game. I didn't care about unlocking perks. There are no kill streaks in Titanfall. Instead, they use these things called burn cards, which we'll get into a little bit later. They don't work in the same way that kill streaks do, and I actually find them much more fair than kill streaks, and also much more interesting because it's sort of a, you know, if and when situation when you actually go to enable a burn card. But as I said, the game just felt extremely complex. It's the first time that I've picked up a first-person shooter in quite some time, and actually did kind of bad at it to start. I was really kind of sucking. You know, I was like, man, there's so much here. How do I control it all, and how do I get used to it all? And that was what first, you know, really pulled me in right off the bat. I'm so used to picking up an FPS and just instantly, okay, I understand this. It's just like the other one I played. Does it still feel familiar? Yes, you know. Does it feel like Call of Duty? This is the question that a lot of people have been asking, and no, it doesn't. The actual gameplay in Titanfall does not feel like Call of Duty. I was really surprised. In fact, initially, you know, I was expecting it to feel like Call of Duty right away, like the controls, and it doesn't. Yes, it's tight, it's refined, which that's something you would expect from the same team that made, you know, Modern Warfare. They know how to make a good FPS, but it doesn't feel like Call of Duty. All of the different elements, the parkour element, which so many people have already, you know, been overlooking and just saying, hey, you know, it's just Call of Duty with parkour and mechs. No, it's not. It's a first-person shooter with parkour and mechs and all of these other small elements that make it so genuinely special. Now, does it have some issues? It's not perfect, obviously. Not many games are. One of the big problems that I have, and this is kind of telling you a lot because it's not a huge issue. Did it ruin the game for me? No, it was just kind of something I question here and there as to whether or not they should maybe increase the AI on the AI. The AI on the AI in the game. Now, for those of you who don't know, Titanfall is 6 vs 6, and then each team is also sort of filled in with AI-controlled opponents on each faction. So you have the Spectres and the Grunts, which are pretty much cannon fodder. They come in drop pods and in little waves, and they pop down on the map, and you can kill them. They can actually kill you. I was only killed by them kind of in the beginning when I didn't know what I was doing, and initially you might feel like, hey, you know, it's going to be kind of hard to distinguish the AI from the actual pilots, but nah. No, they're kind of dum-dums as far as I've been able to tell. Most of the time when I've ran into a group of these guys, the Spectres and the Grunts, they've just been kind of standing around, like, hanging out on the corner of the street, like, drinking sodas and smoking cigarettes, like, yeah, guys, you see that Titan over there? I built that. I used to work for Hammond Robotics. That's kind of what they're doing, and then you just come along like, hey guys, and mow down like 4 or 5 of them. They are genuinely cannon fodder, and I understand that it may have been what Respawn was going for, but I was almost expecting them to be a little bit more intelligent. They're kind of like stand there and shoot guys, like, they don't really move, they don't really strafe, they don't have any evasive maneuvers. They share none of the characteristics that an actual human player shares, and I think that's maybe what Respawn was going for. And like I said, I just kind of think it would be nice to have them be a little bit more damaging, but at the same time, that might pull away from the experience that Respawn was actually trying to aim for, which is why, at the end of it all, I don't really have an issue with the AI level. I think they're going to be, they add a lot to the atmosphere of the game. They do make it feel alive. I mean, not to mention the constant effects going on in the environment, ships flying over. I mean, there's times when I caught myself trying to lock onto one of these ships because I thought I could kill it. I'm like, well, it's right in our airspace. Is that a dropship? You know, it's such a living, breathing battlefield, and this is something that games have tried to do in the past with, you know, incorporating sound effects and missile strike sounds in the background, in the distance, just kind of playing them. But Titanfall does it better than any FPS I've ever played, and the entire time I was playing the game, it just felt joyful. There wasn't really any boring, you know, sections. There wasn't really a lull in the combat, even when it does start to slow down on some of the objective-based game modes like Hardpoint, even Attrition, which is essentially team deathmatch. It's still kind of up to you as to how quickly you want to be in the combat and what kind of game you want to play. I mean, you can sit back on the edge of the map and run around and flank people all day and play the game very quietly. I'd like to think that you could actually go around playing this game almost like a multiplayer stealth experience if you chose to do so, which is something I may try to do in one of the future videos. But at the same time, making use of your jetpack, making use of your double jump, and some of the berm cards that actually increase speed, as well as some of the abilities like stim, can really get you into combat quickly. I mean, you can be on one side of the map all the way at sea, in a matter of maybe, you know, 30 to 40 seconds, you can be all the way to the other objective. It's it's a wonderful feeling knowing that you can quickly traverse the world with such efficiency and such grace. The parkour mechanic is a very fun thing, and the more I got used to it, the more it became part of the core gameplay experience and added to the enjoyment of simply playing Titanfall. It's so smooth, it works so well. It's better than the Mirror's Edge parkour mechanic, in my opinion, in terms of efficiency and accuracy. And, you know, it has to be, because you have to be quick. Yeah, Titanfall is a quick, aggressive, and fast game. So those are my initial impressions for the game itself. Now, I said I was playing it on PC. The footage you're seeing here, guys, wasn't really maxed out. Again, I'm only running 720p resolution currently with the monitor that I have since my old one died. Everything was pretty much on high, and let's see, VSync was off, but the overall texture quality was on medium, and the game was running at around 60 frames, no problem. So it scales very well. That's the benefit of having a really heavily modified source engine. I think it looks great. In the future, we'll be doing a comparison between the visual quality, of course, as the game isn't entirely between the Xbox One and the PC. I can't see there being too much of a difference from what I've seen, but we're going to take a look at that personally. If you guys are looking forward to more Titanfall content, let me know in the comments section below. You'll be sure to see more of it here on the channel. Also, if you've been playing the Titanfall beta, let me know what your thoughts on it are. Have you been enjoying it? Is it more Call of Duty for you? Do you really not care? Let me know in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
You're unstoppable. The IMC dropship has arrived. Take it out before it gets away.